So a bunch of men show up at the heavenly gates, okay? And the angel Gabriel says, I need 2 lines. I need 1 line for the men who allow themselves to be dominated by their wives, who were bad leaders. I need you guys to all get in this line. I need a 2nd line for all the men who were actually great leaders in their families, who actually guided their families, their wives, and their kids. I need those 2 lines. So in the first line is thousands of guys get in a line, okay? Tons of guys dominated by their wives. The 2nd line, for men who were leaders in their families, there's just 1 guy. The angel Gabriel walks over and says, well, man, congratulations. How did you end up in this line? And the man says, I don't really know. My wife told me to stand here. Today's gospel, Jesus talks to us very clearly about marriage. He says, for this reason, a man leaves his mother and father and is joined to his wife, and the 2 become one flesh. And what God has joined, let no man separate. Now, I know from the statistics and my own personal experience, many of us in this room have been affected in some way by the pain of divorce and by broken marriages. I think it's good to acknowledge that Jesus in this gospel is not trying to increase that pain that we felt. Instead, by saying this, he's trying to prevent future pain in our families, in our lives. The fundamental thing to understand about marriage is that it is a sign, the love of the husband and the wife is a sign to us of God's love for humanity. The faithfulness of the spouses is a reminder to us of God's faithfulness to humanity. So a couple months ago, I got a call from a parishioner, very faithful daily mass goer, and she said, hey, Father, I just wanted to check in because we keep getting messages from you on Facebook asking if we'll donate to the orphanage that you started in Africa. Now, I don't have an orphanage in Africa, okay? I just have the one I started in Mexico, that's it. But clearly it was a scam, right? Somebody had made a fake Facebook account, put my name in there, easily found a picture of me online, stuck in the profile, and they were messaging people that I knew, trying to get them to donate to this fake charity. And honestly, it felt kind of weird to have somebody using my image, my likeness, and my name to try to scam me. Now, God creates humanity in his image and his likeness. He doesn't just create men in his image and likeness, or women in his image and likeness, but humanity, mankind, men and women together, especially in marriage. Men and women represent God's image and his likeness. Why does God care so much about how we live our marriage? Because it's his image. It represents him. And God's love is a faithful love. It's a persevering love. It's a love without conditions. So when the image isn't that, it misrepresents who he is. When I was talking to that parishioner, I naturally kind of started to worry, like if people in the parish keep getting fake messages from me, then if I want to send a real message, people aren't going to trust it. I'm not going to trust who I actually am. If the image of God keeps being a misrepresentation of who he is, God is concerned that people may stop trusting who he is. You know, we wonder why people are so confused in this world about who God is, about his love. Well, because his image has been so distorted in the world. So if you've dealt with a broken marriage in your past, family or personally, God wants to redeem that, wants to sanctify that, and he wants to heal. But if you're going through some kind of trial right now, you're struggling to stay faithful in some way to your marriage, to your vocation, to God himself, take heart. God wants to use your faithfulness to teach the world about who he is. My older brother likes to tell the story of how at one point he was out in the woods with my niece, Harper. She's about 3 years old at the time. And they were walking around the woods. And at one point, kind of jokingly, he said, "Harper, I think we're lost." And she looked at him kind of confused and she said, "You're not lost. You're with me." And I think that's a pretty good motto for marriage. That when marriage gets tough, having kids gets tough, when life starts to really feel like a lot, I hope you can always hear your spouse say, "You're not lost. You're with me." Hope you can always hear your community here at Christ the Good Shepherd saying, "You're not lost. You're with us." Hope you can always hear the Lord himself reminding you, "You're not lost. You're with me." We're in this together, no matter what. The image of God teaching the world through our faithfulness about who he is.
I hope you found that helpful. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. God bless.